Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Football, presented by the good folks at BKCW. I'm your host, Blake Monroe, where I'm joined every morning by Bobby Burton and Jerry Hamilton, who are actually at the Dallas, Texas X's golf event live out there. How are we doing this morning, guys?
Doing good. It's real. This is when you know Texas OU is real. Literally 200-300 people getting ready to go golfing for a Texas OU event here at Firewheel Golf Club in Garland, Texas. It should be a great event for the folks here. A lot of Longhorn, burnt orange. Tony Hills is already here.
Looks like he's in uniform, but he's not.
Yeah, he looks like he's in uniform for sure. We've got a whole crew here. It's going to be fun today. Should have a good time with everybody coming out and saying hello. Big news, though, Blake, over the weekend or over the night, I guess. John Mateer listed as probable by the Oklahoma Sooners. The quarterback comes out and is upgraded from questionable to probable. Jerry, the line immediately flipped to Oklahoma, favored now by 1.5. In the preseason, Jerry, Texas was favored
11.5
by 11.5. The difference in fortunes between these two teams could not be more opposite right now. Texas trying to think that they're going to be pretty good this year, but haven't really put it all together. Whereas the Oklahoma Sooners are 5-0 heading into Red River.
Yeah, Blake, if you bring up that injury report, then something else on there is because we've had a lot of questions about the offensive linemen, Troy Everett, Sexton, and Taylor. It's Logan Howland is the only guy that started either a Michigan or Auburn game who is listed as doubtful. All 5 offensive line starters from Kent State, none of them are on the injury report this week. Howland obviously did not play last week, but Oklahoma offensive line, their depth is challenged, but their 5 starters from last week are all in place, and 4 of their 5 starters from Auburn are in place for sure. We'll see what Logan Howell not expected to play. So there's been a lot of questions about the offensive line. I'm not saying if Sexton, some of those guys weren't healthy, they wouldn't be starting, but all 4 out of the 5 starters from the Auburn game and all 5 starters from the Michigan game are expected to play Saturday against the Longhorns. Hey, Deontez Lewis, third leading receiver, by the way, questionable. He ran into the wall a couple of weeks ago.
Ran into the wall
in Norman. Yeah, on a touchdown catch. Smoked the end zone wall.
Yeah, I think they need to fix that. Hey, other people out here, the co-op is out here. They're giving away buttons for people. I've got one that says Joke-lahoma. Hope that's the case tomorrow. We say that around 4:30, 5 o'clock. But we've got a loaded show this morning. We've got several guests coming up. Brian Irwin, Tony Hills, Brandon Drumm from OU Insider is going to join us as well. But first, I want to say thank you to our sponsor each and every Friday. BKCW is our sponsor for the Friday morning coffee and football show. Did your business have a frustrating insurance or employee benefits renewal? Most likely you didn't hear from your agent all year, and then right before it was time to renew, your agent delivered the bad news of a rate increase. When this happens, the agent is providing no value, and you're stuck in what we call the insurance trap. BKCW takes you out of the insurance trap by providing your business with actual risk management consulting, not just price quoting. Operating out of its headquarters in Austin and owned by UT grad, BKCW uses a 5-step process to identify your business's weak spots and design a plan, execute it, and monitor your situation throughout the year so that you can lower your insurance costs while effectively managing your company's risk. BKCW has already helped some of the most well-known construction companies, restaurant groups, breweries, and nonprofits in Central Texas escape the insurance trap, and it all starts with a free risk assessment. Go to bkcw.com or send an email to info@bkcw.com to get started with a free risk assessment or claims audit and escape the insurance trap.
Hey, Blake, I got to address something.
Yeah.
Because I was asked. John Robinson asked, what hat is Jerry wearing? So I was at Anna High School yesterday to see Peyton Miller, 27 offensive lineman, Seth Parr, great guy, that coaching staff. They gave me a couple of Anna High Coyote hats, so I told them I'd wear it this morning on the show, and I am. So, Anna High, thank you for the hospitality yesterday. Peyton Miller got a chance to be a big-time center. Obviously, one of the top guys in 27 on the offensive line for Kyle Flood in Texas. They have a senior linebacker named Jaden Parker that's currently committed to Arizona. He's going to be one of these senior risers in this state. He's a move-in from Wichita, Kansas last year, and he is a punt returner at 6'2", 226. He can really run, plays middle backer for Anna. But thanks to Coach Parr, his offensive coordinator there, played offensive line at Missouri. Thanks for the hospitality yesterday. It was my first visit to Anna High, and it was a memorable one. So thanks to that staff. They do a great job up there. Won state championship a couple of years ago.
All right, let's bring in our first guest, if we would, in a row. We got
Here he is, Coach Brian Irwin. How's it going, Coach?
Hello, guys. Morning, everybody.
Morning. You ever been up to Anna and seen Anna play, or was that even a school back when you were at Flower Mound Marcus?
They were teeny tiny, just getting started when I was at Marcus. It's amazing how much that area has grown.
It really is. Well, talking about growth, Brian, we need to see some growth from the Texas Longhorns on Saturday. The Longhorn offense has been fairly anemic most of this year, especially when they play big-time opponents in both Ohio State and Florida. You think there's some growth that they can do? Is there something that they can build on? Because last week was not encouraging, particularly with the offensive line.
We've got to, the name of the game is in this business is just get better every single week. And we should get better. We should grow, and we should figure out, what schemes we can execute and run, whether it's run schemes, pass protection. But, both the run and the pass schemes last week were just not suitable for what, we should have done or could have done against Florida. And, the inside zone was very ineffective. And then a lot of our pass pros we're sliding to air. We're not blocking people. Or DJ Campbell sliding to air and not blocking anyone. We're leaving our center, hung out to dry. So we've got to get, our 5 down guys on their 4, down guys, and then account for the extra linebacker and let the back fit in protection. But we've got to quit sliding there. We've got to get hands on. We got to be physical. We've got to do a great job in play action pass, I believe. I don't know if this is the case, but I could see us going under center. I mentioned this lunch with the coach, under center a little bit more. I think it allows you to be more physical. I think it allows your play action game to be more effective. And I know this, you're not going to have false starts when you're under center like you do when you're in the gun. When those linemen are standing up, 2-point stances, the guards, the tackles, they see all that mess. They feel motion coming in behind them. They get antsy. I think one way to calm them down, put their freaking hand in the grass. Let's get under center and let's accomplish the same things. And like Jerry's been saying all week, we got to be physical. We got to be physical.
You got to at least match their physicality.
Yeah.
That's what happened last week. They didn't match Florida's physicality to let the athleticism of the skill players even shine. And that's a big deal. Let me ask you this, John Mateer. That's kind of the story of the last 24 hours, Brian. The quarterback out of Little Elm that went to Washington State, transferred to Oklahoma this offseason, along with offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle coming from Washington State to Oklahoma. What does this do to the Texas defense? What's different about him than Michael Hawkins? And then last but not least, I wrote something this morning, and I want to get your take on it. I feel like Mateer playing actually ups the value proposition of Texas being more physical, of Texas playing more likely with its hair on fire, knowing they're going to have maybe tougher competition. I mean, they got to match Oklahoma in every single category.
Yeah, I don't know if it really ups our intensity. Our intensity better be there regardless of who's playing quarterback. The physicality, the intensity, it better be there. But I'm like you. I like Mateer playing. I want them at their best. I want our guys on edge, kind of like I am right now, a little edgy, and I think deep down inside, if you always feel like as a coach, if you can get to their best player, if you could break the will of their best player, you got a really, really good chance. And I'm glad Mateer's playing. We need to hit him. We need to strike him. We need to turn him over, whether it's in the pass game or the run game, because he's going to have a hard time hanging on that football if he's got an injured thumb, on his right hand. So I like him playing. Bring him on. bring him on. I think we're prepared. We've been watching him and preparing for him anyway. We played against Hawkins last year, so we know what skill set he brings. Both of them can move. Both of them are very elusive and can make plays off schedule with their feet. And both of them, are great passers and great quarterbacks. So I don't think the game plan changes much.
Hey, Coach, first 10 minutes of the game, what are you looking for out of the gate for this Texas team that will say, okay, they're ready to put up, they're ready to be in this game in the fourth quarter potentially, or what is that you're looking for, and what would you see that you don't like early in this game?
I'm going to start with special teams, that opening kickoff. I'm looking for that first opening kickoff. We need to set the tone right there from a physicality standpoint, pushing back, letting them know there's no easy W's. Our guys are locked and loaded. And last week was an anomaly. We didn't back down. We didn't play like that against Ohio State. We matched physicality with Ohio State. I was at the game. I didn't walk away from that game thinking, man, Ohio State is much more physical than us. I feel like we were just as physical as they were. Last week was an anomaly. That's what we have to come away from this game with, and it starts the opening kickoff. Whether we receive it or we cover it, there's got to be some freaking shrapnel flying, okay, on that first kickoff. And then from there, I'd love to see us establish the run a little bit. Not doesn't have to be big time in the first half, but I still would like to see us try to establish the run. We can't concede that. We have to try to run the football from a physicality standpoint. And then defensively, we've got to stop their run. We have to take that away. We've got to make them play left-handed, put the ball in the air, let our pass rush get after him, let our corners cover, let our safeties cover, let our linebackers cover. And so the running game on both sides of the ball, we need to establish the run, and we need to stone their running game.
The ultimate circle the wagons week, wasn't it, in preparation? So I'm going to drop one here. Normally, there's a cafeteria where all the athletes go eat. Texas football team did not eat in there once this week.
Interesting. Why not?
I think it was circle the wagons week in Austin around this football program and this team.
Where the heck did they eat?
They probably got catered into, but normally all the athletes kind of eat in the same spots. Not this week. Not the first 4 days of the week, from what I heard. So that's it. It's a circle the wagons week, right, Coach? I mean, that's where we're at in this season.
Yeah, it is. It sounds like if that's the case, then it's the ultimate focus. But we got to learn from that, and it's got to be that way. If that's what it takes to win in Austin, that's what we got to do every week.
Yeah,
not just OU week, because this is a huge game, and it's even bigger now. But OU's worth one victory. Florida's worth one victory. Vanderbilt's worth one victory. So this is the same intensity we've got to have every single week. We can't play this roller coaster game emotionally and physically. It just can't happen if we're going to be a championship club.
Phil McIntosh with quite the comment there. Did you see that? You can't use the term circle the wagons when the opposing mascot is a wagon.
True.
That's a schooner.
My bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, you
unless it turns over.
Hey, you mentioned establishing the run, Brian. That's maybe been the biggest weak spot, I think, all season long. They just can't seem to get anything going, even with a quarterback, frankly, that is more mobile. We always thought a year ago, right, Jerry? We thought that Texas would be in a situation where now that they have a more mobile quarterback, the run game might blossom. Well, here we are. We do have a quarterback that clearly is more mobile, especially in the pocket, but the run game is more of the same. What are your thoughts in that regard?
Exactly what you're thinking. We've got to get Arch involved in the run game. We're at that point. We're not the pro style of team that can just drop him back, hand the ball off, and let him be a game manager. We need his athleticism. We need him to complement the running game. We need the zone reads. We need the RPOs. We need, I haven't seen it yet this year, but the jet sweep, the fly sweep motion where he's reading the end. We're either handing it off to get to the perimeter or he's keeping it and gashing a counter or something up inside. Haven't seen that one time yet. So we've got to get him involved in the run game, get him involved early. We got to get some grass stains on his jersey. We got to get some blood coming down his elbow, and Arch will be fine. He showed that last week. Let him play. Let him go get it. You know, I watched the New York Giants last night, and what Jackson Dart has done for that team, that's what Arch needs to do for this team.
Yeah, I completely agree. All right, Brian, before we let you go, we got to ask you each and every time, what is your score prediction for this game? Because we need you to inject some positive vibes into our veins this morning. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that, though. The Texas went from an 11-point favorite in the preseason to, as of this morning, they're a 1.5-point underdog with the announcement that John Mateer is going to play. What's your prediction for this contest?
I love the fact that Mateer's playing. I still believe in this team. I think we've got a great defensive team. I think we've got a great special teams unit that will show itself. Offense will get untracked. I'm not saying we're going to line up the scoreboard or anything, but you don't have to. I'm saying Texas 24, OU 21. I believe. I mean, it's the day before the game. I always believe we're going to win the game. We've got the talent. We've got the guys in place. We've got great coaches. We've got a great program. We got great tradition in a great environment. I was a part of this game 4 years, and we won all 4 years. I'm telling you, there's nothing like this one to be a part of it. And I think we're going to get it done. I think we're on the edge. If we've got to go eat, if we got catering in, if we got DoorDash, if we got to Uber it, whatever it takes, let's be focused and let's go down there and get it done. And I think our guys will.
All right, Brian, we're here over at Firewheel and Garland, dude, with this Dallas, Texas Exes event. There's a lot of positive energy out here. I think they're all waiting for something similar to what you're talking about, dude, and that's seeing the Longhorns get after it this weekend. So
yeah, we got to get after their ass, and like I always say with this game, the thing I learned the most about this game when I related it to my coaching career more than anything I've ever was able to relate from the Texas OU game was momentum. It's a momentum game. And I heard Darryl Royal speak to our team one night, and he talked about momentum. And it's all about momentum. Momentum's going to come. It's going to go. It's going to come. It's got to go. But you eventually have to seize momentum. And the team that seizes it and keeps it is going to win the game.
All right. We appreciate you, Brian. You have a good one, bud. I know you're going to be rooting them on. We'll see you again on Monday on lunch with the coach. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating a Longhorn
I need
victory.
an old Lamarck hat, Coach. I need an old Lamarck hat.
Hey, I got you covered. I got a few in there.
Love it.
Thanks,
Welcome,
guys.
Brian. Have a good one, brother. Good stuff.
All right, guys. Well, we're about to have another special guest join us here in just a moment. But first, Bobby, I need you to tell everyone this morning about Kirby Lane.
Yeah, absolutely. An Austin institution celebrating 45 years in business. Kirby Lane's All Day Cafe has been an Austin institution since 1980 with the local vibe and late night pancakes you know and love. I used to do that when I was in college, man. I probably gained not the freshman 15, but maybe the freshman 20. Pancakes you know and love. Now dinner is where they're raising the bar. Bold, chef-driven entrees like steak frites and Mediterranean chicken. Their famous queso and shareable plates, plus a full line of gluten-free options. In the bar, it's stocked with craft cocktails that really deliver. Kirby Lane is the Austin original for a night out with real flavor. Check the full dinner lineup tonight at KirbyLaneCafe.com.
Thank you, Bobby. And I'm going to tell everyone this morning about our friends over at Tecovas as well, because anywhere worth going is worth going in good boots. Find your perfect pair with Tecovas. Tecovas crafts quality Western boots for everyone, from generational ranchers and lifelong cowboys to first-time boot buyers. Tecovas boots are handcrafted with over 200 meticulous steps for broken-in comfort right out of the box. And their in-store experience is unparalleled with expert staff and complimentary beverages and customizations. Right now, you can get 10% off at tecovas.com/TexasFootball when you sign up for email and text. That's 10% off at Tecovas, TECOVAS.com/Texas football. Again, Tecovas.com/Texas football. See stock for details. Tecovas, point your toes west. All right, and we're going to have Brandon Drumm joining us here in just a moment. I think he's having some connection issues, so we'll circle back to that one. We got some super chats we'll do in the meantime.
Let's
fellas.
do it.
Cade here. Thank you, Cade. Says, good morning, OTF. Feeling an arch breakout game tomorrow, and he silences all the haters. Offensive line and running back step up to help out. Defense plays pissed off. I'm going to change this for him. It's 8:36 a.m. and OU still sucks. Texas 27-20. Hook 'em.
Hey, I'm here for it. I went 2017 Texas in this game, and I did that on Tuesday. There's something about this game. The sample size of Texas and OU so far in this season. Texas has went on the road and lost 2 games by 1 score. 1 to Ohio State, 1 to Florida. Okay, they haven't looked particularly good on offense in either of them. Meanwhile, the 2 wins that Oklahoma has are both by, I think, 1 score.
Yeah.
And they've been at home. And so this is a neutral site game. I think it's going to be interesting to see how both teams come prepared for this. I went with Texas 20-17 in this game, Jerry. I have a sneaky suspicion the sample size is not large enough for people to really know what's going on with these 2 teams. And hopefully they can block OU's defensive front enough to give Arch Manning time to throw the football.
Yeah, I think it's I'm not going with I'm not going with an Arch Manning breakout game against this Oklahoma defense. That's the one thing I'm not doing. I think it's going to have to be, for Texas to win, it's going to have to be a very low scoring game. I just don't, against the best third down defense in the country, I don't think Texas is suddenly going to play disciplined football pre-snap when you haven't done it all year. Maybe they do. I don't think that fixes itself in 4 days after 5 games of being undisciplined. That's my issue right now. And my prediction score will be out this afternoon. I'll save that one. But I do think the Texas defense is going to bring it this week after last week. That's the one thing I am convinced of in this game. Somebody cites about
they have some pride. You think the defense has some pride?
Yeah.
They got embarrassed a little last week.
I think offensively, this is a tough game to have a breakout game for anybody. I don't think you're doing that against Oklahoma necessarily. I mean, I think Oklahoma would have to play poorly on defense and undisciplined for you to have a breakout game offensively. I don't see that. I think Texas' offensive breakout game is going to happen, but it's not going to happen this week. It's going to happen next week in Lexington.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, guys. I think our special guest is ready. I'm going to bring him in, Brandon Drumm. Brandon, how are we doing this morning?
Good. How you guys?
Well, we're sitting down here in Garland. When are you coming to Big D? Brandon, leaving Oklahoma City.
I am leaving here in about a couple hours. Gonna head down. Gonna go watch Bo Bentley tonight, and then I'll hit my hotel up, and then I'll be down there and to cover the game.
Yeah, there you go. The Salina quarterback committed to Oklahoma. That Brandon is the co-publisher of OUinsider.com. Check out his work. If you're a Sooner fan and happen to be coming into a Longhorn chat on a Friday morning just to talk about the game. Brandon, the news last night about John Mateer becoming probable. Let's start with that. I think that's where we need to start. What are you hearing, and what are the thoughts on that from an OU perspective?
Yeah, look, I mean, not shocking. All week he has been they've had certain things to help him get his grip back. It is essentially Nerf balls, stress balls, all kinds of stuff, and he's been throwing as well since last week. He got cleared to throw last week. So none of this is really that shocking. The dude played for 3.5 quarters with a broken thumb.
Yeah.
So, like, on his throwing hand, he is tough. Texas fans are not going to like this, but he is Baker Mayfield reincarnated as far as just attitude, I guess swagger, all that type of stuff that you look at when you when you think of Baker, and I'm not saying he plays as good as Baker because not very many people did in college, but he has that sort of gumption to him that everybody rallies around, and that's what made this team. That's what's made this team really good. Is his toughness is kind of carried over to the defensive side of the ball, and then you add Brent Venables' toughness, and they get after you a little bit.
Y'all are muted, fellas.
Like anybody,
You're muted.
There you go. I fixed you. You're good. Now go.
but like any team, fans are looking at what your team's not doing well.
Right.
How important do you think it is for Oklahoma to be able to establish some sort of run game with the running back to
Imperative.
take pressure off of Mateer from having to run it so much in this game? Because you do not want to put him in harm's way early in this game if he plays.
Yeah, it's imperative. They've been really banged up on the offensive line once again. I think Brent Venables is cursed when it comes to offensive line health. I've never seen somebody have as bad of health on the offensive front as Brent Venables. Michael Fasusi's been banged up. He's been playing hurt. Derek Simmons has been playing hurt. Fabechi Wewu has been playing hurt. Obviously, your backup offensive right tackle, Logan Hallen, has been, he's ruled questionable right now. So they're coming in with a patchworked offensive line. They've shown flashes, though, against the best teams. That's the weird part about this whole deal, is they played the worst against Illinois State and Kent State. They've played the best against Auburn and against Michigan. Totally ass backwards is what it is. That's how it's not supposed to be. But that's what they've done. So there's a lot of people that hope that that's what is going to that's what's going to happen on Saturday. I don't know that I believe that, but I know that there's hope that they continue that trend of playing well against good teams and playing bad against bad teams. But they don't have any bad teams left on their schedule, so the days of playing bad are done.
Brandon, when we look at this game, we talk about the Texas run or the OU run game and it being anemic. Well, the Texas run game has been anemic. Is there a weakness in the Sooner defense? They're number one in basically every statistical category in the country. Do you think there's any weakness at all in this OU defense, and where is it?
Yeah, Cam Coleman kind of put a light on that. Freshman Cortland Guillory, I would probably say, weakness is a strong term. He plays like a freshman sometimes. He gets a little overly aggressive, but as far as like his ability, he is way advanced for a freshman. I'm trying to think of the freshman for Texas. I'm going blank off the top of my head. That was a 3-star that
Grayson Littleton
that OU offered and really wanted as well. So, they loved Grayson Littleton. He actually visited Oklahoma. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities there. Like they're far more advanced for freshmen, but at the same time, they're freshmen. So if I'm Texas and I want to hit a deep shot, and you've got Ryan Wingo or Parker Livingston out there one-on-one with him, that's probably where you're going to do it. The flip side of that is the safeties that are over the top of him are elite in Peyton Bowen and Robert Spears-Jennings. So that's kind of been the saving grace for him this year. But he got beat a couple of times in one-on-one situations with Cam Coleman. I no offense, but Parker Livingston and Ryan Wingo aren't Cam Coleman yet, but they have a chance to be, obviously. They're two super, super talented young players. But yeah, overall, that's probably the weakness.
Hey, Brandon, keys for Oklahoma in your eyes. Like, what are you looking for early in this game, and what are the keys for this Oklahoma team in your from your perspective on Saturday?
Well, first and foremost, no matter who the quarterback is, I think they need to protect him. They done a really good job protecting the quarterback this year. That's not been a weakness outside of Kent State game. Again, Kent State was an anomaly. I don't understand what happened there a little bit, but I believe Hawkins got sacked 3 times that game. Maybe that has a lot to do. Maybe he held the ball. I don't know, but overall, I would say protecting Mateer Hawkins. Secondly, I would say making sure you get after Arch, making sure you make Arch have happy feet like Florida did. And I think the second you do that, and don't get me wrong, because I thought Arch played really well against Florida. He was the reason why Florida or Texas was still in the ball game at the end of the game. So he kept them in it with his play. But at the same time, Oklahoma has the best pass rushing defensive front in college football. You have to get after him. I think our Mason Thomas has to establish it. And I think David Stone needs to establish the interior. He's been the best pass rushing defensive tackle for Oklahoma. He may not have connected on sacks, but he's caused a lot of problems this year. And I guess on the flip side, like you said, establishing the running game with the running back, that's imperative for Oklahoma. Imperative. Jaden Ott is going to be featured a ton. They finally got him going. They feel comfortable with him now. He's going to be the guy along with Torrey Blaylock. They're going to have those two out there the majority of the game. That's who you're going to see. They've got to get going. And then obviously minimize Texas's run game because they've struggled this year. I don't think you can allow them to have any sort of confidence in the run game because I think if you do, that leads to a lot of other problems in the passing game that Oklahoma may not be able to take care of.
All right, Brandon, before we let you go, you have any predictions for this game? Score predictions.
I mean, I know Texas has to have this game. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
This is OU's only rival now. Texas has Arkansas. Texas has A&M. This is OU's only rival. So I think for them to move forward, they have to win. I have Oklahoma 24-20, but I'll say I'm not super confident in the pick. I think Texas is going to be – I think their defense is going to cause a lot of problems. I think both teams are going to cause turnovers. I think the team with the least amount of turnovers wins the ball game, but I have OU 24-20 just because I think Mateer's playing. I take that back. I think Hawkins can win the ball game with his legs. I think if they use him right, they can win. But I have 24-20 Oklahoma right now.
All right, Brandon. Thank you. Brandon Drumm, OU Insider. We appreciate you very much, Brandon.
Thanks,
See
Brandon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, have a good one, man. Safe trip down I-35 south instead of north.
Probably won't be any traffic at all.
I'm glad I'm already in Dallas.
Yeah. I got up here Monday, and there's still been traffic all week.
All right, guys, we're going to jump back into some more super chats this morning. John here wants to know, okay, guys, I need to know what your golf handicaps are. Are you guys a couple of ringers in the tournament?
No, I don't play anymore. I used to play a lot. I used to be an avid golfer, so right now I have no handicap. That mean a zero. I wouldn't even know what a handicap is. I'd have to get on the driving range for 8 months to get swing fundamentals back. But I used to play a lot when I grew in my 20s and then 30s and when I lived in Florida. For a long time, golf was my favorite thing in the world. But I'm not playing today. I've not swung a club in a long time.
Last time I played golf was at a Texas One fundraising event, and I was paired with Jackson Shipley and Brian Boddicker, the old Texas basketball player. And in an 18-hole scramble, they used my shot twice.
No.
One of them was a putt.
No, I was going to say one was a 1-foot putt.
So my I'll just say this: my handicap does not exist because it would be, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would probably shoot like a 110. That's me.
Yeah. Bobby's got tennis hands.
I used to play in my 20s, and I haven't played in 25 years.
Yeah,
and I didn't play golf growing up, and so I have no natural feel for that game.
I love the game. I love the strategy of the game, but I have to build my fundamentals back because I guarantee you my takeaway would be inside and I'd be over the top on the way down. I'd have to fix a lot of things if I went out there and tried to play right now.
All right, guys, before we move on, I'm going to tell everyone this morning about Prize Picks because we make decisions daily. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. And with football season here, it's time for you to make that money. Prize Picks is simple. You're just going to pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. It's the best way to get in on the sports action in more than 40 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and, of course, right here in Texas. And this week, I have Julian Sand having more than 1.5 passing touchdowns, DeCorian Moore to have more than 54.5 receiving yards, and Texas Tech running back Cameron Dickey to have less than 1.5 receptions. So come join me on those picks or make your own in less than 60 seconds. Turn your sports opinions into real money. Download the Prize Picks app today. When you sign up, use code ONTexas. They're going to give you $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code ONTexas to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And that's Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. And Bobby, I'm going to let you tell everyone about Mint Mobile as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. You know what doesn't belong in your wireless bill? Getting burned while you're planning beach trips, barbecues, and 3-day weekends like this one for Texas football games. Your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why you can make the switch to Mint Mobile. It's the wireless plan I sent my son off to college with. He actually called me last night at 12 o'clock at night, woke me up with it. With Mint, you can get the coverage and speed you're used to, but for way less money. And for a limited time, Mint Mobile is offering 3 months of unlimited premium wireless service for $15 a month. So while your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise charges, you'll be chilling literally and financially. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer and your 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/OnTexas. That's mintmobile.com/OnTexas. Upfront payment of $45 is required, equivalent to $15 per month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Again, mintmobile.com/OnTexas.
We're going to jump right back into some super chats this morning. What do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to answer this question real quick. It's the one basketball question I do want to Anthony Thompson, 5-star, dropped his commitment date. Does Texas have a real shot? I would lean more to Austin Gooseby and Cameron Williams recruitment, but Texas has been – Sean Miller's been recruiting and his staff been recruiting Anthony Thompson a long time because he's an Ohio kid, so they're very familiar with him. Texas is in it, but that wouldn't be my pick right now. I'll let y'all know if I hear anything different. But right now, lean more to Austin Gooseby, who I think is a lean to Texas, and Cameron Williams, the 5-star power forward, who I think is Texas, Arizona or Texas, maybe Duke, but that seems like that's where that one's going.
Joshua Gabriel here with Super Chat says, if Arch started last year after the Georgia game, how would the season have ended and this season started?
Boy, that's a good question. I think Texas would have been more I think Texas offense may have eventually been more high-powered, but I think it's also more likely Texas would have dropped another regular season game. Does that make sense? Because I think Arch had youth on his side. So I think they would have been less likely to make the college football playoffs, but more likely to have gone farther as well. Because I still believe this, Arch's upside is legitimately there. He is a pro-style quarterback that I think can stand and deliver, and it's a matter of them getting it put together, like it really is, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, that's almost impossible to answer for me. I do think I don't think Texas would have been a playoff team. I say that because just the sample size I have from last week against Florida is in the 2-minute drill. Arch took 2 sacks, and if you're in a game that's win or lose in a 2-minute drill, you can't take sacks. The ball's got to come out of your hand. So that leads me down the path if there would have been another loss based on what I've seen now. I know that players would have been different. The situations could have been different, but what I've seen now, what I saw last week was a 2-minute drill with a chance to go down and tie a football game. And there was a couple of sacks that can't happen in that situation. And who's to say that wouldn't have happened a year ago? They probably would have, because he was a guy that hasn't started games. and hasn't played on the road in big games or played in big games. There's a likelihood that would have happened last year.
Hey, Colt McCoy is out here right now, starting off he's the starter for the Texas X's golf tournament that we're at right now. Over 300 players getting ready to get started. They've got they just sang Texas Fight. I don't know if y'all heard it in the background, but good stuff here at Firewheel in Garland, Texas, as we get going this morning.
All right, our next one this morning comes from Jay Lee, and I actually looked this up. I'm going to try to get it up here, but he says, what's our record as favorites in the game the last several years, or at least under Sark? Do you all remember or know? And so I looked it up. Under Sark, Texas has been favored 3 times, 22, 23, 24. So basically the last 3 years, and they are 2-1 over that time. Oklahoma was the favorite from 2016 to 2021.
By the way, the one thing I will say, this is going to be the low. I think this is going to be, and a lot of times it doesn't work out this way. I think this is going to be the lowest winning score in a while in this game because I do think Oklahoma's defense is legit, and Texas is not a good third down offense. Has had bad penalties all season long on third downs. So I think, and with Oklahoma, they haven't scored it on the road or neutral against people. So we'll see what Texas brings Saturday. I think it's going to be an inspired defensive effort from Texas. But I think this is going to be the lowest winning score in a while. When's the last time the winning score was under 20 is the question. I don't have it in front of me, but last time the winning score was under 20. I think we could see something potentially like that Saturday.
Another piece to that, I would just add real quick as it relates to Texas and what they've got done and not done, Jerry, is I am extraordinarily concerned about the Texas offensive line. And the reality of it is Texas is not favored in this game. That question could have come in last night before John Mateer. Because Texas was favored by 1 yesterday. This morning, they're now OU's now favored by 1.5.
Well, I'm going to give you a minor correction there, Bobby. There still are a few books that have Texas as the favorite. Some of them 0.5 point, some of them 1 point. But out of like the 10 major books, I'd say 3 to 4 do still have Texas as the favorite. So, but it's
so basically it's back and forth. It went from 11 points in the preseason to a pick'em game.
Yeah,
that's what's happened 5 games into the season. It's been disappointing for the Longhorns. We'll see what they do.
Rocky P here says Mateer playing could be a big problem for OU. He is a running quarterback, and the surgery was on his strong hand. He isn't going to be able to hold the ball as well as he normally could.
Brandon Drumm just mentioned turnovers may cause this game to turn on its ear. That's definitely possible, Jerry.
Yeah, no, I definitely think the turnover is going to be huge in this game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Look, turnovers it's a momentum game. Coach Irwin talked about it. This is a momentum game. Turnovers are huge in this game. Anybody that's ever been to this game understands that when you're in the stadium. Bobby, you've been to many, I've been to a few, how much the momentum swings and the turnovers do affect this game. By the way, I was just looking it up. The last time the winning score was under 20 was 2009, 16-13. Will Muschamp was the D coordinator.
Yeah, and Marquise Goodwin caught the winning pass in that one.
Yeah. Last time it was even low 20s was the winning score was 2015, Texas 24-17. So it's been 10 years. I think we're due for one of them. I don't think we're looking at any 39-28 shootouts tomorrow or 53-48s or anything like that.
How about 45-35?
We're not looking at anything like that. In fact, I would lean more to games in the late 2008, 9, 10 through 15 type range without the 2 blowouts Oklahoma had.
Jerry's Jack Links with Super Chat. Thank you, Jerry's Jack Links. There's always an unsung hero in this game.
That's a great question. Unsung hero in this game, who you got? Bobby?
It was Silas Bolden last year.
It was Silas Bolden last year.
Maybe Trey Weiser's coming out party. All right. I'm gonna go with Jordan Washington.
Ooh.
How's that? I think they're going to use I think they're going to go Jerry with the tight end. I think that's something we have not seen Texas really push at this point.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Unsung hero. Can Grayson Littleton be that with an interception?
Yeah, absolutely he can.
It's his first Red River shootout. I think Grayson Littleton. I'm going to go with something defensively that's a big play that turns the game in Texas' favor, and it's going to have to. I think it's going to have to come defensively. I think offensively is going to be a struggle. I think Texas's defense is going to need to give them really good field position in this game tomorrow. If I'm being real.
Ethan Burke with a strip sack. Somebody mentioned. I like
Anthony
that.
Smith is a nice one.
Yeah, he had a good game against Florida. Caused a turnover. Here's what I would say. When you're looking for those type of people, the surprises in a game, you're looking for guys that have juice.
Yep.
That haven't always shown it or haven't always done it. I feel like Jordan Washington has a little juice at tight end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and the tight end is often open in Sark's offense. And I think they're going to have to go a little quicker passing game. Hopefully that matters as well and brings the tight end to it.
I will say this too. Emmett Mosley sets up for this game because he's the best 50-50 ball winner on this team. And there's going to have to be 50-50 ball wins. Arch is going to have to get the ball out of his hand against this pass rush. And he's going to have to put the ball in harm's way. So who is going to go up and make the 50-50 catch?
Against a Cortland Guillory.
Right. I don't have confidence in Wingo doing that consistently until I see it. I do have confidence in Emmett Mosley doing that.
Then we have a super chat from another one from Jay Lee. Thanks again, Jay. He says, "Are you all going to throw up like I am if we start the game on defense, 10 yards off the wide receivers again?"
Jerry might do it live on air.
Yeah.
From the watch with us.
Yeah, well, tune into the watch with us. I may just pour the rest of this Red Bull out or energy drink.
I do not think it's in Texas' best interest to do that right now. I do think they're going to start in zone, but I don't think they should start in what I would call a soft zone. And the reason they should start in a zone, Jerry, is to get a feel for what John Mateer can and can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if he can't press the ball down the field, it can change how you attack them. But they can't be soft in coverage against OU. That would be the wrong thing to be with a guy that's going to have to fit the ball into tight coverage.
Yeah, and look, it's not going to be one thing I've been harping on. I'm going to say it one more time. I think defensive backs tackling in space is going to be huge in this game. And you're not facing Dallas Wilson, who'll bounce guys off like they're Smurfs this week, right? We're not looking at anything like that. But Satanga and Deion Burks, after the catch, have a little juice to them. Texas is going to have to be very sound tackling in space. I think the Oklahoma big plays in the passing game will come from missed tackles. So how does Texas tackle in space this week against Deion Burks and Satanga? I think that is going to be huge for this Texas defense in this game. I will say that.
All right, and then Nike, I hope I'm saying this correctly. Thank you for the super chat. Says, "Love all the hard work you guys put in for us to have this awesome channel. Excited to see how the boys perform tomorrow. Hook 'em."
I love it. Thanks for all the kind words. Thank you. Thanks for everybody for always supporting us. It was really cool yesterday, actually, I'm going to tell a story, going to Anna High School. And we talked about Peyton Miller. This is how the channel travels, right? We talked about Peyton Miller from Anna about a week and a half ago. We kind of put up his junior video. Blake, I'm sure you remember that. And multiple people, coaches, Peyton, his father, a couple of coaches ended up retweeting that. And that was really cool. I was at Anna yesterday, and people recognize that. That's what you love about this is when you go to schools and people are like, "Man, we saw what you said about our kid, and we thank you for that." Because I think sometimes that gets lost when we're talking about the Texas team or whatnot. But man, there's a lot of people that word spreads when the channel gets big like this, and when you go to a high school, and people say, "Hey, man, we saw what you talking about our guy, and we thank you a lot for that." Peyton Miller's really talented prospect, by the way.
All right.
Hey, Blake, we're getting ready to have a special guest. That is Doug Rice of the Texas Exes, Come around this way,
It's
Doug.
about to get a little rowdy in here. I'm getting
I,
Physical with Jerry. Get him out of my chair.
it's gotta get physical.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Doug is shotgun right there. Was that Old Smoky?
I think it was Old Smoky.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Doug, representing Dallas, Texas X's org. You are a guy that has been helping out this organization for a long time. It is one of the strongest in the country, if not the strongest.
We
Texas
consider ourselves the
X's.
strongest.
Yeah. Well, 300 plus golfers out here. You'll have a tailgate at the Cotton Bowl. You'll have stuff going on tonight.
Yes.
Tell folks what y'all got going on, and appreciate y'all having us out here today so we can mingle with all these Longhorns.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate On Texas Football. Dallas, Texas X's love working with On Texas Football. They are awesome. I just want to let you guys know that they're so cooperative, and they're always supporting us, and we love to support On Texas Football as well. Yes. So I just got to meet and interact with Colt McCoy. I mean, that's why I do this. It's not for scholarships. I'm kidding. And the great Tony Hills. I got to see Tony Hills. All right, so here we go. We're at the golf tournament that is going on, but we got so much more going on for Texas OU weekend tonight. Down at the AT&T Discovery District, we've got the Bash Before the Clash. That starts at 6:30 this evening. There are still tickets available if you go to DallasTexasX's.org. DallasTexasX's.org. Just click on the big logo. It's got all the logos on there. Click on there. It'll take you to all the events, and you'll be able to get tickets there for the Bash Before the Clash. And then that starts at 6:30. That'll go until about 9 o'clock when we have the Beat OU Pep Rally. So that's the Longhorn fans. We'll have Tony Hills up there. We'll have some other Longhorn luminaries, Texas X's that you'll recognize in the media, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. That's always a good time. We had probably close to 1,000 people last year. It's right in front of that big giant 104-foot tall 8K media wall at the AT&T Discovery District. We have it's all in burnt orange and white. We got Texas Fight hook 'em horns all over it. It is so much fun, so much energy, and we got to go out there and we got to beat those dang Sooners. And the next day, you're going to get down there to the Cotton Bowl. We're going to get down there to the fairgrounds right outside of Gate 5.
Gate 5.
Gate 5.
Remember this. Gate 5.
Gate 5 is where the Texas size tailgate party. That is the official Dallas Texas X's tailgate party. It gets about 3,000 people, just tons of burnt orange and white energy. So much fun, so much celebration going on. Gonna have the adult beverages flowing, barbecue, live music, and of course Bobby Burton and On Texas Football. Don't forget about that. That's the highlight of the whole dang thing.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. And then hopefully after that, that's when the ball gets kicked off at 2:30, and we gotta beat those dang Sooners.
Okay, guys.
All right.
I think that's gone. Doug, take care of yourself, buddy. Be good. Thanks for having us out here.
All right.
Doug is the official hype man of the Dallas Texas X's. If you could not tell, a lot of guys have energy. Doug has energy plus. We could use that on the field, by the way, on Saturday afternoon.
All right, let's see, guys. I tell you what, before we move on this morning, Jerry, I'm going to let you put on the Gooders and tell everyone about Gooder.
Oh, I can do that. They're needed today. It's sunny. Here we go. Got the Gooders on. Drove with the bad boys all week. Hadn't had them on. Oh, look, they go with the Anna High School Coyotes hat too. There you go. All right, man. So we're talking about Gooders here. Why are we talking about Gooders? Because they're stylish sunnies, starting at only $25 a pair. 1-year warranty, 30-day free returns. I got to read it. You don't need it. Lightweight and comfortable, 100% polarized, no slip, no bounce. See that right here, from vibrant colors to sleek styles. There's a pair of Gooders for every personality out there in the whole wide world, designed for both everyday wear and active individuals that love to run, hike, bike, and much, much more. So that leads to the question of, when do you wear your Gooders? Well, on the beach, hey, that doesn't sound bad right now. On a run, playing pickleball, playing tennis, on a hike. Will Matthews, when he's running a marathon, at the Cotton Bowl tomorrow, eating a corn dog with mayo at the fair tomorrow with your Gooders on. I think I'm going to do that for the show. If you need a new pair of sunnies, Gooder is giving On Texas Football listeners free shipping. You can go to gooder.com/OnTexas and use that code OnTexas, all caps, for free shipping. I got to read it. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. You know, I haven't used it. You don't need them. And 100% satisfaction. Again, that's gooder.com/OnTexas. Use that code for free shipping.
Thank you, Jerry. Now, Bobby, if you don't mind telling us about Hayes City Store.
Yeah, absolutely. Travis Tyndall and his wife own Hayes City Store out in Buda. And I got to be honest, guys, it is one of those great places to go watch games, to go hang out, go have good food. Travis and his wife are actually headed up this way right now, for Texas OU game. They're going on Vaughn Lane too, by the way, which is awesome. There are very few restaurants that once you go to, you immediately know they are just special. Hayes City Store is one of those places. It's all scratch-made Texas comfort food. They've got their famous truck stop enchiladas, award-winning chicken fried steak, homemade desserts, all of it absolutely delicious, all of it from scratch. There's also live music 6 nights a week with 50 different beer taps, ice cold long necks, and tasty margaritas. There are 11 TVs alone in their ice house, perfect for game days. And they even have brunch served 10 to 3 every Sunday. Hayes City Store is dog friendly, and they also have a tree net for kids. Join the folks out at Hayes City Store and bring your whole crew. This is a destination restaurant. For more information, check out the website at HayesCityStoreTX.com. That's HayesCityStoreTX.com. Hayes City Store. It's uniquely Texas.
Thank you, Bobby. We got another super chat, fellas, that we're going to jump over to. This one here from Parth Brooks. Parth says, happy Friday, gents. Tony and Will both talked about keeping things simple for our young O-line. On the other hand, I'm sitting here wondering where the hell Sark's signature eye candy / pre-snap motion has been. What gives?
Well, if you have 6 procedure penalties in a single game, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
On the road. I mean, I think that's part of it. I really do, Jerry. I mean, they can't just give up yards like they do on offense when your offense is struggling in the first place. I mean, they took a 3rd and 1 to a 3rd and 6.
Yeah.
I mean, that kills drives. They had an average of 3rd and 11 against Florida. That wasn't all because of poor run play. Some of it was 10 yards for a hold. Some of it was a false start. I mean, they ended up, what did they have? 1 1st and 20 because of 2 consecutive false starts after they had a big play down the field.
Yes.
I mean,
and led to
that eye candy is hard to create. And Brian Irwin actually mentioned this morning. It's hard to create, and that's why he thinks they should go under center more to discontinue that. But we'll see what all happens.
The tough thing about going under center, and I agree with Coach Irwin, the tough thing about going under center against Oklahoma is they rush the passer so well.
Yeah,
because you're turning your back to a rusher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what could be a free rusher based on what we saw against Florida last week.
Yeah. But I agree with Coach Irwin. That's how you get more physical on the offensive line. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And you're going to have a realistic chance on Saturday. But as far as the preset, look, I still think Sark's bringing something out. It's going to have to be Saturday that he hasn't brought out this year. And whether that's just some things we've seen in the past, but he's got to create more conflict in the Oklahoma defense in this game. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does it. If he doesn't, you can't just play straight up against this Oklahoma defense and think you're going to be very successful moving the football. You're going to have to create a lot of contact and conflict, and that could be through pre-snap motion. No, that could be a little trickery, but I think Sark's got to bring it all out this week after last week. He's got to bring it all out this week. There's no doubt. Whatever he's got, he's bringing out.
Hey, 3-2. You want to be 3-3 going to Lexington, Kentucky with your team on a 2-game lose streak?
No,
I don't know.
No, because you emotionally will not be at the level you need to be for a Kentucky game.
Well, they're on the road, and they'll if they look, Mississippi State's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, Mississippi State's going to be tough. Mississippi State believes. Teams that start to believe are dangerous teams, and they believe they can win now.
Yeah, and Texas is not. They just haven't played well on the road yet.
What do you got?
But that I am going to have one live on air tomorrow, just for the people for our show. It's coming. I may double fist them tomorrow for this, because I think Texas needs a little mojo tomorrow. I may double fist the corn dogs and mayo tomorrow.
Oh.
Okay, let's see here. Let's get to some more questions. Easton wants to know, is Arch Sark's best chance at keeping his 1,000-yard rusher alive?
Yeah. I mean, right now, the run game is they're 5 games into the season, and they don't have anything. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
I mean,
is there going to be a 700-yard rusher this year is the question.
How about a 500-yard rusher?
Man, that's where we're at.
It is where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, Do you have any confidence?
No, because again, I think the back end of this schedule is tougher than it was preseason. That's the reality. Mississippi State believes now.
Yeah. Then you have Georgia.
And then you have Georgia, and you have A&M, and Arkansas, whatever they are. But you got Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt believes. You got teams that believe. 3 teams that believe that going into the season, you said, are those 3 teams truly going to believe? And you knew Pavia would create some of that, but he's created even more of it than last year. So you're going to play against teams that believe. This last half of the schedule. That's big in this game.
And let's see here. R. McDonald 86 wants to know, how big of a factor do you think wide receiver Deion Burks will be tomorrow?
Big. I think they'll try to get him in space, and I think it's up to Texas has to tackle well in space. That's the one thing about Deion Burks and Satanga is Burks has that stop-start quickness, right? So if he breaks a tackle, then he's almost like a running back, smaller running back build after anyway. So after the catch, he is like a running back, but he's got that shifty side-to-side lateral quickness, the jump cut type of quickness. So if he breaks tackle 1, he can make big plays. I think Oklahoma will make, especially, Bobby, if Mateer plays, not knowing can he press the ball down the field. It may be a lot of quick game stuff tomorrow. And if Texas plays off coverage, if I'm Oklahoma, I'm just pitching catching a lot of the game tomorrow. If my quarterback is I'm
accurate.
I'm not putting him in harm's way. Tackling in space is going to be huge against Deion Burks and Satanga tomorrow. And I do think Deion Burks is number 1 on that list because I think he's the shiftiest guy they have.
How about the fact that Michael Taft said that the other day, by the way? He and Isaiah Satanga played Little League football together.
That's true because Satanga's dad was a assistant track coach at Texas.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting sidebar.
And then Corey J here with the super chat. Thank you, Corey. Who has to be the MVP on both sides of the ball for Texas to win? Also, who has to perform better than they have for a chance to win?
The offensive line is part 2, and it may be part 1 too.
Yeah.
I mean, offensive line absolutely has to perform better, or Texas has no chance.
I think the MVP of the Texas offense needs to be Wisner because the only way that happens is, to your point, if the offensive line is putting hats on hats. I think Wisner needs to be the MVP of this game tomorrow because I think the pass rush and I think Oklahoma's defense, third down defense, Texas has to get more third and shorts tomorrow. I mean, you can't, let's say you can't, if the average third downing to gain against Florida was 11 yards. If it's 8 tomorrow, that's not good for Texas. Wisner needs to be your offensive MVP. Defensive MVP needs to be, I think it needs to be Anthony Hill tomorrow. I think he needs to have a big game, causing turnovers, sacks, whatnot.
Come on in here, big guy. You got a minute? Can you come in?
No. Jump on in here.
Hey,
just 1 minute?
Yes, 1 minute.
That's all you want?
45 to 35, baby. Yeah, come on in. Guys, we're going to be joined by Colt McCoy here. Hey, Colt, you were just kicked off a golf tournament, buddy.
I sure did. That was awesome.
You have a good time?
It was great.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable here. It's all my people.
Yeah, it is like 300 plus.
Yeah.
Hey, this is crazy. Have you been to this event before?
I have not. No,
Isn't it crazy
time.
how many Longhorn fans come out and stuff for this
When they
event?
shot the cannon a while ago, everybody did that. I was like, y'all aren't used to this yet?
What happened the first time you heard the cannon go off at DKR? That scare you?
It still gets me.
It does?
Honest. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, we were just talking about the 08 game, 09 game. Y'all won 16-13. That 16-13 game, Colt, was the last game that was decided by somebody scored less than 20 points and won. These two defenses should be the focal points of this game, in my opinion, right? OU number 1 in multiple categories, Texas top 10 in multiple categories. What's your outlook on this game?
Yeah, I think it could easily be a defensive battle. You know, I think for Texas, if we don't find a way to be in third and manageable situations, third downs where you can run the ball, 5 or less, you don't want to be in third and long against Brent Venables. I've been there. I played against him 4 times. I mean, you're going to see looks and blitzes and pressures that are hard to beat. And so I think for Texas, it's important to, establish some version of a run game, maybe even if it's a little bit more of Arch's legs, to stay in some reasonable third downs. And then on the flip side for Texas defense is good. They certainly want a bounce back game from last week. But this is a rivalry, man. You don't know what's going to happen in this game. I think if we were talking about what we expect to happen, I would expect to see a lower scoring game, a defensive battle, a grind it out, kind of figure out how to have the ball last in the end to kick a field goal to win it. I think that's a reasonable thing, but you never know. We might come out on fire and make plays early.
I want to ask you about
that. Would be awesome.
I want to ask you about that coming out on fire, because it felt like it wasn't an inspired effort early against Florida. That has to change, obviously, against OU, and should almost naturally. But first, your former quarterback, John Mateer, went from questionable to probable this week.
We all could have said he was going to play.
But that injury on his thumb. Have you ever had an injury like that? And oh wow, so have you had the exact surgery?
I don't know what surgery he had, but I had a thumb.
Yeah. Hey, what is that? You're trying to come back from it as a quarterback? He's obviously a fiery player like you were. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if there's a 1% chance that the doctor's going to let him play, I would imagine Mateer's the kind of gritty competitor. I want a chance to play against Texas guy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked at all if he decides to play. Thumbs are tricky. A lot of times when you have a thumb injury, it affects your grip, like holding the ball. And then there's some injuries that on the backside, the thumb capsule, that it's torn, but you can still grip, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on
which one,
if he lost his grip or not,
Gotcha.
And that will. I think he's gonna play.
Yeah,
I just
you would play. I mean, that's just the way it is,
put a
right?
brace on there, and the ball might come out a little wobbly, but I'm not sitting on the bench.
If a team needs a speech in the preseason or in the pregame for this game, what needs to be said in your opinion?
Yeah, listen, I'm a Texas guy.
Right. Hope
through
so.
and through, always and forever. I told these guys when we kicked it off. I mean, Texas has changed my life. I mean, I count my blessings every day to know that I got to not only go to the University of Texas, but play football at the University of Texas, and then play for 4 years. I care about that so much. This is a young football team. This is an inexperienced football team. Lots of talent across the board, but they don't have the reps and the experience that some of the teams we've had the last couple of years have had. They're working through that. What we're going through is a normal process.
Mm-hmm.
Arch gets a lot of the conversation, and we're all talking about Arch, but it's across the board. It's not just Arch. They are going to be fine. Arch is going to be fine. I mean, he is a competitor. He's smart. He's tough. He can make all the throws. This is a growth process for him and everyone else. We've been banged up. Receivers, we've got a couple of them back. They don't have a ton of reps together. Offensive line is they've all guys who waited their turn. I believe in them. They didn't play great last week, but I felt like overall this year they played pretty decent, right? They just all need to play well together. Eliminate some of the penalties, eliminate some of the turnovers, just across the board, get your depths of your routes right, run the football, execute the play, make the right mic points. Like when we can do those things, we'll hang with anybody. And so I actually saw some growth second half of last week against Florida. And listen, Florida got a whole defensive line back. They got a receiver back. They had a whole bye week to get ready. That was a tough environment to play in.
Yep.
It's a tough deal.
Yep.
But everything can turn around if we go out there and play how we want to play and beat OU this week. I mean, that's the bottom line. So I have full confidence that we can do that.
All right. Colt, I know you're busy, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you
good.
from all Longhorn fans as well, buddy.
Yeah, you bet you.
All right. You take care of yourself.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Hook 'em. That's Colt McCoy here at the Texas X's event in Garland, Texas at Firewheel Golf Club. Jerry, you got a tough act to follow. I mean, a guy just sat in your seat.
Wild that he had thumb surgery.
Oh, no. You couldn't see it on the screen, by the way. Y'all couldn't see it on the screen. But he had a scar that literally went from the wrist all the way up to the middle point of his knuckle on the inside of his on the inside of his hand. So that's what he was talking about. He's clearly had that before. It'll be interesting to see whether he can grip the ball. John Madeira can grip the ball.
Yeah.
If it, he said it's two different things. Sometimes it can be where you are able to grip pretty well, and sometimes where you're not. I wonder, kind of, is it going to be one of those things where people lose control or lose accuracy of their passes too? I mean, just
well, what he said to me, what Colt said, not to me, said to you in the interview, rang so true. That John Madeira did finish that game.
Yep.
Against Auburn.
Yep.
So he obviously didn't lose all his grip pressure in that game through the injury, which makes me believe, and I'm sure it'll be talked about on air, that the injury he had did not truly affect his grip pressure. That's the only way he can play Saturday, is if he has enough grip pressure. Without the grip pressure, there's no chance the guy's throwing a football well. There's just zero chance. So the injury, it's based on what Colt said. I'm going to take from that the injury that Madeira sustained against Auburn was not one that severely affected his grip pressure after a procedure. That's the only way he can play.
All right. Matt gave you a new name in as you can see, Jerry.
I see that.
By the way, I want to bring this up. Not that. It's moving fast. Basketball live stream. We will do a watch with us for the Duke Texas game, and we will have some live streams. I'll be doing some night live streams during basketball season for sure around basketball games. Yes.
Bobby, before we get to our last few of the day, I need you to tell everyone one more time about BKCW.
Yeah, with BKCW, they take you out of the insurance trap, you and your business, by providing you with actual risk management consulting, not just price quoting. Operating out of its headquarters in Austin and owned by a UT grad, BKCW uses a 5-step process to identify your business's weak spots, design a plan, execute it, and monitor your situation throughout the year so that you can lower your insurance costs and effectively manage your company's risk. BKCW has already helped some of the most well-known construction companies, restaurant groups, breweries, and nonprofits in Central Texas escape the insurance trap, and it all starts with a free risk assessment. Go to bkcw.com or send an email to info@bkcw.com to get started with a free risk assessment or claims on it. That's bkcw.com, 512-250-5055.
Another super chat this morning. Let's see here. First, we have Sugarcane Daddy says, I got a Chris $10 bill for whoever snaps a pic of Jerry double fisting corn dogs with mayo.
It's happening tomorrow.
Matt will be doing that, by the way. Matt, our producer, is here in town with us this weekend, so he will be making sure we get an extra pic of that.
Yeah, Matt needs to drop his Venmo in the chat. And then Roy Hanosa, Roy said, thank you for the super chat, says, Texas needs mojo. This game is as important as any this season. Bobby, to save the season, you need to dunk a corn dog.
Would you do it to save the season, Bobby?
No.
Wow.
No, there's everybody has their thing.
Wow.
I'll eat some kind of deep fried Oreo or something like that for him, but I'm not doing the only thing that gets mayo and corn dog is the Texas National Championship. Football, by the way.
Football.
I'm not talking about rowing.
Yeah.
No offense to rowing.
I might play Frogger in 5 p.m. traffic in Houston to save the season at this point.
I forgot about Frogger. I love that.
I might try to cross I-45 at 5 p.m. at this point.
That would be
last week.
That would be the end of the Jerry Hamilton experiment, by the way.
With a corn dog in my hand.
Frogger.
Oh, goodness.
I love that.
That's where I'm at after last week.
For you young guys out there that don't know what Frogger is, it was a very simple game back in the day.
Tony Hills, come on.
Gotta go over here. You want me? Hey, come over this way, Tony.
We're bringing in to Blake. We're bringing in this squatty body, 6 foot, 260-pound guard that got his butt kicked by Hastings.
Oh, wow.
Once a year.
Wow.
Squatty
The
body.
lies he tells, Blake.
Squatty body guy.
never-
I don't believe him for a second, Tony.
Listen, never believe the guy that eats oatmeal pies that haven't been made in the kitchen.
Look at this squatty body guy,
It's
man.
science, man.
Yeah.
It's science.
All right, Tony.
Talk to me.
You already brought the thunder on Wednesday. Oh man, look at you! Celebratory cigar ready for Saturday.
Yeah. This is a pre-smoke cigar.
Yeah.
After I'm gonna smoke one in the first half and smoke one at the end of the game when we win.
So, day before the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not on a bus driving up here.
No.
Not today.
No.
But, back in the day.
In the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
I had my own seat.
Well, so I asked Will Matthews and Marcus Myers yesterday about the tunnel.
Yeah.
Tell us about your first experience in the tunnel and then the tunnel, because get the people fired up like you can do.
So look here. This is what I need you to do, OTF. This is what I need you to do, Coffee Football. I need you to close your eyes and imagine the most exhilarating thing that has ever happened into your life. And then once you do that, I need you to multiply it times 1,000, because that's what that energy feels like, right? So before you even think NFL, right, you think about, I'll give you my time. We thought about the college that we wanted to represent, right? If you're in Florida, you might have been Florida State. If you're here in Texas, it's only Texas. All the other schools are trash. Wherever you are, you always envision representing your state. So now that you get to do that, not only do you have Texas across the front of your shoulder pads, you have your last name, which is everything, on the back, and you're sitting in this tunnel, and you got one side of it that just tells you just these nasty, horrible things. Then you got the other side, man. It's just giving you all the energy. And so now it's this embodiment of just you and your brothers. It's the embodiment of all of the things that y'all have done to get to this season and what is on the line. At the time that I was there, one of the things that was on the line was a trip to the national championship. So it's all of that, foreseen pressure. But then what happens is that when you come into that thing and then the light just opens up when you come out of the tunnel, now it's just football. Now it's passion. Now it's purpose. Now it's the pride and the winning tradition of the Texas Longhorns not being entrusted to the weak or the timid. You understand? That's what that's like. So I hope you guys enjoyed that journey with me, because that's the journey that these guys are going to go on today. They've been told all of these things about themselves. Right? They're not good. They're playing this way. We even had our own opinions about them, right? And rightfully so.
Yeah.
But when you go into that tunnel and come out on the other end, at the end of the fourth quarter, as long as you have more points than OU, you have righted the ship. So that's what we're looking for them to do.
There you go. Oh, get it.
Yeah.
Get it, Tony.
There you go.
Bug dead. Didn't have a chance.
Killing
DOA.
spiders over here. I'm
Killing
saving
spiders.
lives.
So let me ask you this. A week of practice for Texas OU.
Yeah.
How was that different? Take away a national championship.
Yeah.
How was that different than any other week?
It's more intense. It's a rivalry week, man. Like, it doesn't matter what records are or any of that. Throw that out the window. This is Texas. This is Oklahoma. This is one of the longest standing rivalries of all time. And you want to make sure that you're on the winning side of that. The attention to detail is heightened. You might get in a little bit of pushing and shoving matches. I know that we did, right? Because we all understand what's at stake. The reality is that you're going out here with the thought process of dominating the opponent, right? Because you're not only representing the school, you're representing the state. You're representing your family, right? And you want to make sure that when you walk out on the other side of that, everybody can be proud of the product that you put on the field.
Hey, Tony, I got a challenge for you tomorrow. It's tomorrow because you're going to be there, right?
I will be there. Absolutely. I'm going to be there with you guys.
Sugarcane Daddy says, how does Tony feel about corn dog and mayo? I'm live with me on air tomorrow?
Hell no.
How tough are you? You played in the NFL. How tough are you?
Listen,
aren't you tough?
That's not testing my toughness. That's testing my taste buds. And if you don't want to see me throw up,
we do.
Jerry's
that might get 1 million views.
Put it in the chat if y'all want me to eat mayo and corn dogs. And this is gonna tell me if people really love me or not.
The answer is no.
Yeah, see? Bobby loves me.
No. 1 million views if Tony Hills puked one up live on our show.
They said you're a salesman for mayo. What are you, a miracle whip?
Yeah, as a kid. I made a dime off this. It's just took on a life of its own.
Free marketing.
All right, so first 10 minutes of the game tomorrow. What do you want to see from this Texas team?
All I want to see is execution. That's all I want to see. I want to see the line of scrimmage dominating, moving people off the ball, not beating themselves, keeping their pad level low, getting the backside cutoffs in the run game, making sure that you give Arch the time that he needs. Because if you do, we've seen him. He's been able to strike guys. So on defensively, we can't get walked down on the first series. We got to get 3 and out off the field, right? So I just want to see execution. And then most importantly, throughout the game, the thing that I want to see is passion.
Yes.
I need to see that passion. I need to see that you care. I need to see that you want it. Scrap, fight for every blade of an inch of grass that's out there, right? Put it on the line. This is all you have, right? If you're a senior in this game, or even if you're a junior in this game, right? As a senior, this is it. As a junior, you got one more crack at this thing. So you want to set the precedence going into your senior season. Like, that's how my thought process was when I was able to get into that. Like, I'm going to set the precedence now for what I want to do next year. And then the last game was, even though it didn't go the way we wanted, I didn't leave that game feeling that I didn't give everything that I possibly had.
And by the way, you can't have physicality without passion.
You cannot. You cannot.
You have to bring the passion.
You have to bring the passion.
It's a together move.
Absolutely.
All right, Tony Hills. Thank you as always.
G-Money.
Can't wait for that live stream tomorrow.
I can't either, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
Everybody voted yes. By the way, you couldn't see it.
No.
There's a shadow on the screen. Everybody wants to see you do that.
Jerry,
tomorrow.
you know the one thing about this that I love? You can always go back and look.
No.
So I'm gonna go back and count. I'm gonna go back and count, Blake. You understand? Hey, look, I need people to understand this, man. I told you guys this before. In the Hebraic numeric scale, 9 is the number of truth. It is now 936. So I want you guys to understand this from all of my Hebrew friends. They let me know that 9 is the number of the truth. And the truth is 937, and OU still sucked. Hook 'em horns.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, come on. Yeah.
Oh, man. Never a dull moment with Tony.
No. Squatty body. We love squatty body offensive linemen on this show. We love the squatty body, 6 foot, 260-pound lineman on the show that we're overachievers.
He still dwarfs me. It's been that way since he was 16 when I first met him.
Yeah,
in recruiting. That's the way it is. That's the way it is here.
All right, guys, we got time for just another question, maybe 2 at the most. First, Bobby, people have been asking, do you have a tailgate going on? What's your plan for this weekend?
Yeah, so there's a couple things. Today, we have a 3 o'clock, 3:15 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock. We're going to be at Terry Black's in Deep Ellum. Please come out, hang out with us. Then we're going to be over at the Bash with the Clash and the pep rally tonight at Discovery Center in downtown. Tomorrow, inside the State Fair, Gate 5, the Dallas, Texas X's have the biggest and best tailgate you're going to see anywhere. And we're going to be broadcasting live from there for a little bit, and then we're going to be hanging out. It is a tremendous tailgate. They'll have 800 to 1,000 people at that tailgate tomorrow. This is our game day coverage, by the way. Tomorrow we start with our Saturday conversation brought to you by our friends over at Tito's. The Texas tailgate, that'll be where we're at there inside Gate 5 of the Cotton Bowl with Hargrove Roofing. Followed by the Watch with Us. Jerry, you and Aaron Hogan going to be taking care of that with
Should be a
Rod
wild one.
Babers, Bob Shipley, and the gang, Jeff Howe. Brought to you by Von Lane. And then post-game live, we've got Yingling Flight sponsoring that for the 3rd consecutive year. We appreciate them and Faust Distributing very, very much.
Okay, and let's see here. Our final question of the day, guys, is going to come from Texas Jasper. What 2 things do you think will be improved tomorrow on offense?
I don't know if they will be, but what has to be imperative is pass protection and 3rd down penalties. I mean, that's the whole that's the 2 things. Look, I'm a broken record on this. It was 3rd and 11 was the average last week. If Texas is 3rd and 8, they're not. If their average 3rd down is 3rd and 8 tomorrow, they're not winning the game against Oklahoma. So and I think Colt talked about that a little bit too. Like that's why Trey Wiseman needs to be the player of the game tomorrow, because that means Texas is having success in getting the 3rd and shorts and 3rd and mediums. Against this Oklahoma defense, if you're in 3rd and longs, good luck. Not happening. So it's time to be blunt about this game, right? Last question today. Pass protection, but as I think is number 1 key. And then Texas has to be more disciplined on 3rd downs on offense. I mean, they cannot put themselves behind chains or turn 3rd and 1s into 3rd and 6s, 3rd and 2s into 3rd and 7s. That is not the winning formula against this defense. It's just not.
Now, you got to take what you can get against this Oklahoma defense. You're probably going to have to beat them over the top.
Yeah.
which means you're not going to have a ton of first downs. Probably it is going to be a defensive game. So I'm going to say two things. One, Texas has to do enough in pass protection. In blocking and do enough in the run game to at least keep Oklahoma honest so that they can get over the top on them a couple times. That's on offense. On defense, I really think it's about this, Jerry. I think it's about stopping the run and pressuring John Mateer, not letting him make plays outside of the pocket. The one thing he can do, his legs weren't hurt.
No,
his thumb was. He is a good runner. Texas needs to maintain gap integrity on pass rush, and then they need to get home.
By the way, what you said, I think, is extremely important. If Texas is going to have the opportunity to beat Oklahoma over the top, then the 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s are critical, because then Sark can put the Oklahoma defense in conflict, because they're going to be expecting run. If it's 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s, they know they're not going to run the football. So it's so imperative to get enough 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1s, enough of those possessions, enough of those plays throughout this game in possessions, that Oklahoma has to worry about 3rd down run. Then I think you can take advantage and have the opportunity to throw it over the top. I think it's imperative.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's loaded episode of Coffee and Football presented by BKCW Insurance. We want to thank them, along with Hayes City, Tacovas, Prize Picks, Gooder, Mint Mobile, and Kirby Lane, all for sponsoring today's show.
Oh, I need some of those Kirby Lane pancakes right now.
Go get your corn dog in a little bit.
I have not eaten yet.
We're going to Dave's Hot Chicken.
Oh,
we're going to
Corn
Dave's
dog and
Hot
mayo
Chicken
time
on the
if
way
you're
back
hungry.
to the hotel, baby.
All right, Bobby, we got the high school show coming up here in a little bit, but what else do we have later today?
We absolutely will be at Terry Black's here at around 3:15. Then we've got another show coming up this afternoon. And then tomorrow morning all starts with that Saturday conversation. We'll be breaking down not only the Texas OU game, but other games in the Southeastern Conference, as well as a couple of national games of interest.
Yeah.
Oregon and Indiana.
Ooh.
Who would have picked that 3 years ago as a game of any importance? But now it is, and it's a conference game
2
too.
years in a row for Indiana.
Yeah.
It has games of importance in football.
Yep.
I never thought I'd see it.
Hats off to Kurt Signetti.
Well, we will, of course, we'll be back on Monday morning. Hope you all have a phenomenal, outstanding weekend this weekend. And for Bobby Burton and Jerry Hamilton, I'm Blake Monroe, and we'll see you then.
Hey, thanks to